lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top a bit.
Time was tight. We had an autograph signing in just a few hours, but I wanted to make sure I got enough work in with the new guys. The practice seemed to fly by. We all left the field feeling pretty pumped for our next game together.
Today, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Today, it's an AFC North matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And his first pass is incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way. To hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
16 yards, a first down.
24.
So the catch there, and Charles, we saw an interview with him, this wideout, earlier this week about a lot of people talking about should this team have a nickname and these guys on offense, and he was asked about that. If you could create a catchy nickname for your team, what do you think that would be? And his response was, I'm not really into that.
Okay, so I have to ask, were you as surprised as I was when he said I'm not really into that? Because normally they have nicknames, right?
Yeah, I like the fact that he didn't want to have a nickname, though. I mean, to me, if it's going to happen, let it happen naturally, right?
Oh, I'm with you totally on that one. Just surprised, because normally those guys out on the perimeter, they have nicknames for their shoes. So the idea that he said I'm not into that, a little bit of a surprise, but I think it's the right idea.
Mahomes to throw once more. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be caught. Oh, a one-handed grab there. He's got it for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Cleveland.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left them reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
The kicker on for the point.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts.
The kick is good.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And he's taken down inside the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the Browns' 29-yard line.
From the gun, Devlin. He'll get this underneath to Michel. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
It's a gain of 4, and it gets them the first. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
A gain of 6 there on first. This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
They'll run here with Connor. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Devlin, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point, because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And the Browns first down.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
He was looking again for Kelsey there on that play, but it'll be 2nd and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have taken the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
Connor, the ball carrier.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Will Disley, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
He's covered by Denzel Ward.
Now Devlin. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Myles Garrett able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy.
The Browns drive about to get started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play that time for Cleveland. 61 yards. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Forced out to his left. And he goes out of bounds without getting rid of it. A big loss there. And it goes down as a sack as well. 1st down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Mahomes firing complete. And he'll go down at the 28. And they get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Looking for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. They start with a give to Connor. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Julian Blackman on the...
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
To throw on 2nd down. Devlin, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Patrick Mahomes sacked. A fumble on the play.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
At their own 37-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times at any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
17 yards.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. On the crossing route, complete. That's Ramirez. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Tyler Boyd, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. This will make it into the end zone, and this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week on our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Operating from the gun. Devlin. Open man. Smith-Schuster. It's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. Here's Connor. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.